I call the meeting of November the 11th, or no, it's not 13th, yeah. November 13th to order, please, for the City Council. Call to order.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes. Roll call. We did that.
Make a motion to approve.
Approval of minutes, October 23rd, 2023.
Make a motion to approve minutes.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Abstain.
Briggs,
Yes.
Oh, I watched you on
All right, under
Facebook or something.
new business tonight, we've got two ordinances which require two readings by title only and passage. The first one is Bill number 2023-77. It's an ordinance about traffic on over in the northwest part of town. Mr. Schlegel.
Yes, Your Honor. This first ordinance, if council remembers, a year ago, we placed a temporary no parking on Savannah Court in this particular area, and said we'd be back in a year to review it. Well, we're back in 1 year, so to cover the details of the review, Drew Wilford.
Good evening, Council. As Bruce mentioned, this is a pretty simple follow-up. This is only going to affect the red portion that's on the screen in front of you. And after doing a review through there, we found a very low traffic volume. We also spoke with residents in the area via neighborhood survey. Found, generally speaking, that actually they would rather have no parking on the other side, but our review concludes that there is no need for a temporary no parking or permanent no parking in that whole entire length there. The only reason that we made the portion on that north side, if you'll recall, is simply to establish a thoroughfare for emergency vehicles, that they can't navigate the turn, the radius there if there's parking on both sides. So engineering would recommend we proceed with two readings of title only that will eliminate section, essentially SSSS of the Chapter 38 Traffic Vehicle, Article 10 Schedule 13. And that's for a distance of 660 feet. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Make a motion to read bill number 2023-77.
Second.
Miller, Williams,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes. Yes.
Bill number 2023-77, an ordinance amending Chapter 38, Article 10, Schedule 13 of the Traffic and Vehicle Schedule of the Mexico City Code. I move for second reading of bill number 2023-77. Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Bill number 2023-77, an ordinance amending Chapter 38, Article 10, Schedule 13 of the Traffic and Vehicle Schedule of the Mexico City Code. I move for passage of bill number 2023-77.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes. Okay, our second bill on the agenda is number 2023-78. It's an ordinance authorizing the City of Mexico to enter into a forbearance agreement with East Liberty Service Owner LLC. We need two readings on this on passage. Mr. Schlegel.
Okay, the attached ordinance would authorize the city to enter into what we call a forbearance agreement with East Liberty Street owners. The city issued taxable industrial revenue bonds, and this was for the Soft Surroundings project back in 2016. And this was for the purpose of constructing their facility on the land located at 5701 East Liberty to be used as commercial warehousing, industrial development purposes. This lease was executed with Metromex LLC, and a performance agreement then was also executed with Metromex and Triad Catalog, doing business as Soft Surroundings. Metromex sold the property to East Liberty Street owners in December of 2020 and assigned its interest in the lease and the performance agreement to the East Liberty Street Owner LLC. Due to Soft Surroundings dissolution and following up bankruptcy, they failed to maintain their 75 jobs and therefore would constitute a default on the agreement. We, the city staff, has met with East Liberty Street owners, And we both feel that it's important that we enter into this forbearance agreement. What this will allow is East Liberty Street owners to actively market the property along with us at the same time to find an additional tenant to take over the property. And if we find that tenant with the jobs and so on, then we would enter either into an amended or a restated performance agreement. As a part of that deal, East Liberty Street owners will make what we call a pilot, a payment in lieu of taxes this year on the property of $49,168. And it'll give us another year till October 2024 to hopefully both work together to find an additional tenant to go back in the building with jobs. If we don't do it at that point in time, then we'll either review this again or the agreement will just terminate. Staff recommends council proceed with two readings by title only and passage of the attached ordinance that allows us to enter into the forbearance agreement, and the ordinance has been posted as required length of time.
What is if the agreement is terminated, what's the effect on the city?
What the effect is because when Metromex sold it to this company, the bonds really did go away, so that's gone. What we have now is we're in the tax abatement period. And so if it goes away, the tax abatement goes away, is what it will do.
Is the payment in lieu of, is that equal to the taxes?
That would be equal to the taxes due this year, yeah.
I move for first reading, bill number 2023-78.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Bill number 2023-78, ordinance authorizing the City of Mexico, Missouri to enter into a forbearance agreement with East Liberty Street Owner LLC. I move for second reading of bill number 2023-78.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Bill number 2023-78, an ordinance authorizing the City of Mexico, Missouri to enter into a forbearance agreement with East Liberty Street Owner LLC. I move for passage of bill number 2023-78.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes. Okay, going to other business. First thing on our agenda is staff report on health insurance proposals. Mr. Schlegel.
Yes, Your Honor. As council may be aware, we have provided healthcare insurance through United Healthcare for the last few years. And it was, through our agreement, it was subject to renewal as far as acceptable terms and pricing. Well, we didn't necessarily find acceptable pricing this year. So to cover the details of the pricing and then what we did as far as looked at other quotes, I'll turn to Roger Haynes.
Good evening, Council. Back in October of 2021, the Administrative Services staff brought before Council a report recommending the city's health insurance plan be provided through United Healthcare for calendar year 22, with an option to renew for 2 additional one-year terms subject to acceptance of renewal pricing and servicing of the account. Staff also recommended at that time that Gallagher Insurance Group be named as the agency of record. Although the city did renew with United Healthcare for the calendar year 2023, the year we're in right now, the 2024 renewal quote and plan deductible increases submitted by United Healthcare were significant enough to trigger a request to Gallagher Insurance Group to seek additional plan options from UHC and other providers of fully insured plans. The city received and reviewed additional plan options from United Healthcare and Aetna. Anthem declined to quote. Both UHC and Aetna submitted several plan options for which the city staff narrowed down to 3, keeping in mind acceptable pricing, area physician, hospital facility, and pharmacy networks, plan deductibles, copays, and prescription plans offered. The 3 plans quoted that were given consideration included an alternative plan for United Healthcare and 2 plans from Aetna. The United Healthcare plan was reflecting a 15% increase, which was below the initial offer, but still beyond what we were willing to accept. An overall premium increase of 1.34% was provided through the Aetna plan known as the PPO 2500 HSA. Based on a comprehensive review of each plan's overall pricing, coverage, and area physician healthcare facility network, staff does recommend moving to Aetna and selecting group plan PPO 2500 HSA for a period of 1 year beginning January 1, 2024. In addition, staff further recommends that Gallagher Insurance Group be named the agency of record for the 2024 plan year. I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Just in general, I'm just curious, am I reading this correctly? I'm not worried about this particular plan, okay?
Okay.
Just in general, the city's percentage to pay the employees premium,
Yes, the employee, we
Employee.
pay 100%.
and then if dependents, we pay,
It would be, then we pay 75% of that total premium.
it's very generous. I think people should be aware of that.
Yeah, thank you.
I move that we accept the proposal from Aetna PPO 2500 HSA, and we state that Gallagher Insurance is the provider for our area at $2,020.35.
Excuse me. Give me a second for that. Second.
I don't guess that's
Are
the
you
right
finished?
number.
You finished yet? Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes. Okay, last thing in our other business is a discussion of the proposed golf cart ordinance. Mr. Schlegel.
Yes, Your Honor. This has been an item of discussion for some time. Council had asked that we prepare this ordinance based on direction that you had given us previously, and City Attorney Dave Struble has done so, and so I will call on him to present what's in the ordinance as per your instructions.
Hello, Council. So what you have is a product of your previous comments on this issue. We've also collected comments from staff and from the city prosecuting attorney. And so I can either walk you through it, I'm sure you've read it, I can answer any questions. Keep in mind, please, that whatever advice that I might otherwise give you that would be privileged in a different setting is not protected by the attorney-client privilege in this public forum. But having said that, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you do have. And I can, as I say, I'd be happy to kind of walk you through the high parts of it too, if you'd like me to do that.
This is a proposed, not to be voted on
Right.
this evening, right?
Right, and so I believe the council has three options with this. You can move to advance it to a regular agenda to be voted on. If you want to talk about it, if you have some other guidance or some revisions, we can certainly amend it, and it can come back in either form you want. It can come back again as a draft ordinance, or it could go to a regular session, or you could vote to just, to take no further action on it, and then it would just die. And of course, if there's not a quorum, a vote to vote to do any of those things, it'll just evaporate of its own weight.
I've got two or three concerns or thoughts or whatever you want to call them.
Sure.
One is we're not addressing in any way, shape, or form on here, the way I see it, the side-by-sides and whatever else we're calling, or those things are called.
Right, this only relates to traditional golf carts.
And when it relates to traditional golf carts, I think some of the proposal addresses equipment that doesn't typically come on a traditional golf cart, like seat belts.
That is likely true, but if people want to drive them on the street, at least under this ordinance, they're going to have to have that golf cart equipped in that way.
And I think, and I've just talked to Mr. Miller about it and how that works. My golf cart, for instance, has all these things. It just came that way. I didn't order it. With everything except seat belts. Can you put seat belts on it? No, they can't. There's no place to anchor those to make those conform on a existing golf cart. So you have to order a special golf cart, is my understanding. Is that right, Mr. Miller?
You'd have to order an LSV.
Street legal, or what does that mean? Okay. Street legal. So that's a concern that people would have to, they couldn't retrofit their golf carts.
Okay.
For instance. not sure we can bring this other one up or not, might be opening another can of worms, but, there are a number of people who have riding lawnmowers that cost a lot of money. They're not on their tax rolls, I suspect, and this would require that.
This would not cover riding lawnmowers.
No, I know, but it would cover these.
It would cover
Golf carts.
golf carts, yes. I'm sorry, I may have missed your point.
Well, I'm not sure I made it, very honestly. I don't know why these should be covered, required to be on tax rolls, and lawnmowers are not, for instance.
Well, and that's a fair point. I mean, personal property and should be on the tax rolls. I think that there is, if people are going to operate golf carts on the street, I think a fair requirement for that privilege is to make sure and actually provide proof that your taxes are paid.
And I do see people riding their lawnmowers on the street.
I don't doubt that.
I'm not trying to pick on you or the ordinance, but I think there's a number of things in here that I would like to see either added, deleted, or changed.
Let me just grab my pen here, please. All right, and I'm sorry, you want to finish your comments?
No, I think I'm close to finished.
And so
think
then,
of something else.
Given that apparently is a practical consideration for seatbelts, do you want the seatbelt requirement eliminated?
I would say yes, but I'm only 1 out of 5.
Right, I'm just trying to get a sense of council about what they would prefer.
Okay, I'll support this ordinance anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. Y'all do what you want, but I'm telling you now, I'm not voting for it, so.
Well, I won't vote for it in this form.
Well, I'm probably getting ahead of myself in terms of whether or not you even wanted to amend it. So let me, I guess, field other questions if there are any first.
Well, if we, probably at this point, you can go through all of this if you want to. We've all probably read it. At this point, we have an option for voting for no further consideration.
True.
We could vote for further revision, or we could just go ahead and send it to the council for vote. But we're not voting tonight.
Right. Yes,
So
ma'am.
any of those, and I think probably would not be a bad idea if we voted tonight as far as one of those choices. So, but anybody else, if you want to comment on his proposal?
Dave, I can't vote, but I can give you some information. The National Highway and Transportation Association says no seatbelts on a golf cart.
Okay, all right,
That's national.
all right.
I can give you that. And the only reason for that is, it's like a motorcycle why I didn't have a seatbelt, because you don't want to tie them on, you won't be able to throw them off. If the car's not equipped with seatbelts, it doesn't have places on it to hook the belts on. So no golf car dealer with any brains is ever going to put a seatbelt on a golf car. So he becomes liable if they're in a wreck and they fall off or the seatbelt doesn't stay because there's no place to put it.
Makes complete sense. I think the origin of that was, it got from somebody's comment, and oddly, there are a number of other golf cart ordinances in different cities that require them, so.
You're right. But then some of the better ones that I've read, and I got stacks of them, say, adjusted and fastened safely belts provided the golf car is equipped with such a safety belt. No, that's not it. Unless it says that it should have safety belts and you should use them provided the manufacturer put them on the car. Has guidance for it.
And I guess what you're saying is that would never be the case with a traditional golf cart.
Not a traditional golf cart.
Okay, all right.
A PTV, an LSV, a UTV have seat belts, but a standard golf cart, the guy runs to the coffee shop, doesn't have any place in the frame to hook a seat belt, and no golf cart dealer that's got any brains is going to put his name out there and say, I put them on and I'm holding them in that car, because that's not going to last.
I trust your expertise on this.
That's all I have to say.
I'm not. My position on this has not changed, so.
Well, I will vote for something. I would vote for something, but this isn't it.
So then, I guess it would be appropriate for somebody to, if someone wants to make a motion to do one of those three things, someone should consider making that motion and see if there's a second. Otherwise, if there's no action on it, it's just going to die and not come back up. So that's an option too.
Well, I'm just stunned that we've talked about this for umpteen times, and tonight, when we have an ordinance in front of us, all of a sudden, we can't do seatbelts. Nobody has said that. We had this meeting for 3 years.
No, that's always been said.
That's always been said.
It's always been said.
Not that they couldn't.
Yes, they did. LSV has to have seatbelts because it has a VIN number and is
Which is
basically
street
a car.
legal, right?
Exactly right.
Which-
The golf cart is not that. You put we've discussed that 3 or 4 times. Councilman Miller has said it multiple times, that if you're going to retrofit stuff, you can retrofit everything, but you're not going to put seatbelts on it.
Well, I've never heard that before, so. I've heard about the LSDs, which are legal anyway, so.
Well, here's what I say. I say we take the seatbelts out. I say we make the adjustments we put up and we vote. I would like to see, I'd like to see a side-by-side one, but let's vote it. We keep bouncing it back and forth. Let's vote, see who says yes or no, and then the public who's upset can contact those people. So.
What are we voting on?
I say make the required changes and we'll bring the ordinance back and we'll vote it.
I'm not about to put a
That's a motion.
seatbelt-free golf cart.
Is that a motion?
That's a motion?
Yeah.
I'll second.
Now, I just want to be very clear about the changes. And you're saying seat belts, because they're not be able to be retrofitted, they'll only be manufactured installed, is what the language is, what you're saying. And that's the change you're making? Is there any other changes? Just that change based on what you see here?
Mr. Weber, do you have anything about the taxes?
Well, yeah, man, I don't have a problem. Anybody from the county here, the assessor's office or anything?
Well, my question on that is, the first year, how are they going to license them? Because nobody's going to have on their tax roll. So you're putting them off another year because they can't bring you a tax roll to show they pay their taxes on it. Golf carts have never been taxed, just like lawnmowers are not taxed, just like a lot of things you buy. Your computers in your home. If you're a business, they would be, but as a private individual, they're not. You only ask for your property and your licensed vehicles with VIN numbers.
Or side-by-sides, et cetera, on tax rolls?
I can't answer that.
Anybody know?
If they're a licensed vehicle, they would be.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's licensed, and it's not licensed. I think that's not a good deal, but I'm not beating us out of taxes. I mean...
Well, I'm not opposed to paying taxes, but I think that if I pay taxes on my golf cart, that there's a lot of other things that people should be paying taxes on.
I don't know about the Oaks, but in Columbia, at the bottom of their sign, it says these should not be taken out on the street. That's just what it said at
That's
the
what
golf
it says
course.
You can't take mine out on the street from the golf course either.
Right, so,
Because they're not insured when they leave the property. But that doesn't mean you couldn't take your personal one. And I own the ones at the Columbia Country Club. That's my sign.
I don't know. I just saw the sign.
So, as I understand, the motion that's on the floor is the one for the seat belts only at this time. That was a motion and a second, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So shall we do roll then? Is that the only changes you want, and we shall do roll?
I still have a concern about the tax rolls. And I'm not sure what to do about it. I wish it was not on there, but if it is, it is. And if that will get it passed, I'm not going to oppose it. But again, I don't have any problem paying personal property taxes on property I own. But it opens up a whole bunch of other questions. And the only reason for being on the tax rolls is to get a license, right? So if this passes the way it is without the seat belts, I get to have a license plate on the back of my golf cart.
If this goes through, you get a sticker that's,
Yeah. I want a big one though.
So there's a motion and a second. Vote.
Roll. Miller,
Abstain.
Williams. Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
No.
Any other motions or directions on this? Because that fails.
Right.
it did not
Yeah.
pass, it
It did not
failed.
pass.
It will not be coming back.
Yeah.
Okay,
Not until somebody brings it up again sometime.
right.
Who has to bring it up again? People that vote no? Sure.
Anybody can bring it back.
Anybody bring it back.
Okay.
So, no other action up, you're done with this for now then? Okay.
Okay, thanks, Council.
Thank you. Claims.
Make a motion to pay the bills?
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes. Okay, we're moving on. And,
Council comments?
do what?
Council comments?
Yeah, council comments, I've got that. Okay, council comments, and we'll start with, Steve, let's start with you.
Not much. Congratulations. I see we got an award for our accounting practices. Is that correct?
Yeah, as long as you brought it up, I'll
Go ahead.
highlight it just a little bit here.
Why don't you get in front of me?
Our Government Finance Office Association has awarded the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting to the City of Mexico. This is for our annual comprehensive financial report, and this is for last year. We're almost a year behind because we're starting on the audit for next year already. But that's how it works. But the Certificate of Achievement, it's its highest form of recognition in the area of local government accounting and financial reporting. And its attainment represents a significant accomplishment by the government and its management, and I want to certainly thank Roger Haynes for his work on it.
how many years?
This is a number.
34 years.
34 years in a row.
Good.
You've been doing it every year since then?
Don't be slacking.
Really?
Don't be slacking. No slacking, you're 35. But that's all I have. Congratulations.
Chris.
I don't know if you know this or not, but the lights on the other side of the square are blinking. When I come up over the bridge, looks like a Christmas lights down through there. Yeah. Yep, and it turns the corner towards Dogwood, or Dagwoods. Some of those lights are doing it. It's not all of them, it's like 6 or 7 of them they're doing it. I don't know, I just saw it when I walked in, when I came over. Yeah, they're like,
Just change them to green, it'd be perfect.
that, and I said from the beginning I wouldn't support one without the other, and also some of my recommendations didn't make it into this bill, so that's why I didn't support it, just so you know. Not anything particular, but...
Larry?
I really don't have anything.
Chris?
No, I really think so.
Well, a couple of things. I remember them saying at the meeting we had about the grant that we'd hear today. Have you heard today?
Well,
Or are you
I
not
was
ready
going to bring
make
that
it
up.
So I'll leave it up to you then.
So
Okay, just-
I'm going to ask the two people come to the podium, Amy O'Brien and Rita Jackson. And I understand they have at this point, we would call it an unofficial announcement, I think is what we could call it, right?
So thank you for asking. We did, as a city, sponsor the grant to apply for the Community Empowerment Grant through Missouri Main Street. And Rita wrote the grant and sent it in by October 27th. They came on November 7th to meet our community, and we did that last Tuesday, and several of you were there. Thank you to Dr. Ayana Shivers for helping us with that as well. And they let us know today that we would be one of their 8 recipients, and they will be sending us a press release to make that formal.
Well, good.
Thank you for asking.
It was a
Good
great
job.
meeting we had the other day. Thank you.
Good job.
Okay, I just want to say that council will be meeting, I don't think we'll be meeting before Thanksgiving again, so I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and be safe and drive carefully, and I think the weather's going to be nice for Thanksgiving. Mr. Schlegelman.
I have nothing else at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. We now go to the public comment section. You may come to the mic and state your name and your address, and you have 3 minutes to visit with us.
Don't be alarmed, it's just an easel. I've tried very hard to cut down my minutes. I hope you'll allow me a few extra moments. Good evening. My name is Robert Cox. I'm a CPA here in town. My address is 111 East Monroe Street. For over 10 years, I've had the pleasure to be of service to this community and blessed to be able to donate my time to help beginning entrepreneurs and local nonprofits, as I recognize as part of my civic duty. And all I've ever expected in return is a level playing field. Last Monday, I received a copy of this notice. Imagine my bewilderment and surprise when I read the city was sponsoring a rival out-of-town CPA firm to come here and drum up business. Not only was the city sponsoring this event, but a city employee was listed as the contact to RSVP. I was flabbergasted. How could a city that I pay taxes to, that I employ residents of, that I make donations of time, talent, and treasure for the betterment of, possibly do this to me and my fellow local practitioners? I reached out to some of you to share my outrage. I sent a letter to the city manager seeking answers and demanding redress. I was rebuffed. And quite frankly, the answers I received were inadequate and the excuses were weak. I was told no city funds were used to sponsor this event. But I had asked why city resources, taxpayer resources, were used. City employees helped to coordinate and take reservations for this event. That is a use of city resources, isn't it? In the pageantry of your response to me, Mr. Slagle, you proclaim part of the city's mission is the promotion of sustainable businesses. I'm sorry, but those words ring hollow. Are my colleagues and I local sustainable businesses? Don't we deserve to be promoted by the city before some outside competitor? Did anyone stop to think there are professionals right here in town that could make this presentation? We should reach out to them first. Further on in your letter, you state that even if the city had used funds for this event, it would have been appropriate because it would fulfill part of the city's mission. Is the city's mission to support businesses that have no presence here, make no contributions to the city, and give nothing back to this community? The city has gone without a hospital for over a year and a half. It's struggling with a growing homeless population. It can't even enforce its new chicken ordinance. But it has the resources to give aid and comfort to an out-of-town business to swoop in here and line its pockets. And when confronted, you didn't capitulate. You dug in your heels and made a mockery of it. Is this city so blinded by arrogance that it will not admit it made a mistake, no matter how well the intentions were? I hope some of you have the confidence and courage to stand up and say, this is wrong. This is an embarrassment. This is not who we are as a city. I again call upon the city to restore your integrity, issue a clarification, make amends, and apologize to all the local professionals you have insulted. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'll up for you.
Anybody else want to come to the podium tonight? All right, well, I thank you all for coming, and I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Dillon?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Kay?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Briggs?
Yes.